I'll show you the top beaches and 12 best holiday destinations on the stunning Croatian coast. As a tour guide, I've traveled the entire coast and I'm excited to share its beautiful beaches, charming towns, stunning islands and rich cultural heritage with you. We'll start our journey in the north, exploring the beautiful peninsula of Istria. This popular summer destination is home to the charming coastal town of Rovinj, one of its true gems.
This ridiculously charming and picturesque coastal town in Istria is one of the most beloved and beautiful holiday destinations in Croatia. It sits on a small peninsula and has stunning stone-paved streets, amazing architecture, and rich historical heritage. It is surrounded by an archipelago of beautiful islands and is famous for its great beaches.
For most of its history, Rovinj was an island. Like some other Istrian towns, Rovinj was home to the Romans, then ruled by the Byzantine Empire and was part of the powerful Venetian Republic for 500 years. Eventually, the island became too small and the town expanded onto the mainland. The Venetians filled in the canal that separated the island from the mainland and created Rovinj's main square.
This is funnel-shaped main square that opens up to the historic harbor. It is full of cafes and restaurants, and it's a perfect place to enjoy in a gelato, coffee or a meal. But this square also tells a beautiful story how over centuries different cultures and nations contributed to the creation of Rovinj as we see it today.
Following the fall of Venice, Rovinj became part of the Austrian Empire for the next 100 years. Many buildings, including the notable town clock tower, were built by the Austrians. After the collapse of the Austrian Empire at the end of the First World War, Rovinj became part of Italy until the end of the Second World War. Then it became part of Croatia, which remained part of the federal state of Yugoslavia until its independence in 1991. All these historical events contribute to the charm of Rovinj. My favorite part is its ridiculously beautiful stone-paved streets. You can spend hours discovering charming hidden places and admiring ancient stone details. If you look up, you'll spot laundry hanging out to dry, indicating that this is still a living, breathing old town and not just a tourist attraction. You can't get lost here, as all streets leading downhill eventually end up at the main square, and all streets leading uphill will take you to the parish church at the top. The self-standing church tower is older than the current church, as it was built in the 1600s for the previous church. It's a replica of the bell tower of St. Mark's Basilica in Venice. If you climb the bell tower, you will have to navigate 192 narrow wooden steps that are not for the faint-hearted. But once you reach the top, you will have the best 360 view to admire the town and the surrounding archipelago. You can enjoy more great sea views on a short but beautiful promenade leading around the tip of the peninsula. There are also various steps leading down to the rocky beach directly beneath the cathedral. This unique spot is perfect for sunbathing on large rocks. It has a steep and rocky shore, although there are few ladders which make access easier. There are also few small pebble inlets, but there is no shade. If you need a quick dip in the town, this is a great option. When the Austrians took control of Rovinj, they quickly realized that it had an exceptional climate, nature and wildlife. They soon built a climate resort for children, marking the beginning of tourism in Rovinj. This exceptional nature is still preserved in one of the most beautiful nature parks in Istria, the Golden Cape Forest Park. You can reach it in 20-minute stroll along the sea from the old town. This cape was bought by an Austrian entrepreneur who started a slow transformation of the landscape into a beautiful forest park, intending to develop one of the most important health resorts in this part of the world. However, his vision was never materialized. Today, the Cape is a popular destination for jogging, cycling and walking all year round. Inside the Golden Cape Forest Park, you'll see numerous places where you can swim and sunbathe. But this beach is one of the largest and most visited beaches in Rovinj. It is located opposite of the Red Island and is partly pebble and partly rocky. Its calm waters make it perfect for swimming and snorkeling. This beach on the edge of the Golden Cape Park is also close to the luxury hotels. That is why it's mostly covered with pebbles and offers wide green areas for sunbathing with some shade. More beautiful beaches can be found at the tip of Istria around its main town of Pula. Despite its recent industrial and shipbuilding past, the town boasts a rich and diverse history and offers a beautiful summer holiday experience thanks to its jagged coastline. Around Pula, there are several great summer resorts and campsites with countless bays offering a wide variety of rocky, sandy and pebble beaches with clean and beautiful turquoise waters. With ancient Roman monuments, Venetian palaces and impressive intact Austrian fortresses, the town of Pula can enrich your summer holiday with a unique cultural and historical experience. The heart of the old town is its beautiful main square with cafes and restaurants dating back to the Roman times when it was called a forum.
It had many temples, and one of them still dominates the square. This is more than 2,000-year-old Roman temple of Augustus. It was reconstructed stone by stone after being destroyed in World War II.
All around the old town are several surviving historical buildings and Roman remains like mosaics, city gates and Roman theater scattered around the slope of the hill that rises in the middle of the city center. This hill was always a strategic point as the first hill fort was built already before the Romans by the people of history that gave the name to the entire peninsula.
But this massive, star-shaped fortress was built in 1630 by Venetians. It is known as the castle and it overlooks the city and the harbor in order to protect them.
After long Venetian and short-lived French rule, Pula has become the major naval port of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy and was heavily fortified. Austrians built 26 magnificent forts and fortifications. Due to the incredible defense system, Pula was never attacked from the sea and the city has a completely preserved fortification complex.
Some of them are finding new life, like the case of Pula Aquarium that found home in one of the fortresses.
Huge Austrian construction projects and a strong naval base brought revival to the city.
New era attracted many people, and one of them was one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, Irish James Joyce. Joyce was working in Pula as professor of English, teaching mainly Austro-Hungarian officers. His sculpture on a cafe terrace is still waiting for an espresso and admiring Roman triumphal arch.
But the most impressive landmark of Pula is a remarkably preserved Roman amphitheater known as the Arena of Pula.
It was built in the 1st century AD at the same time as the magnificent Colosseum in Rome to serve as the site of gladiator fights.
This is among the world's 6 largest surviving Roman arenas. Today, the arena is used as a venue for many concerts as well as the Pula Film Festival. Not far from the coast of Pula are a group of 14 small islands called Brijuni. Austrians turned the islands into prestigious summer vacation resort of Austria's Habsburg royal family. After the Second World War, Brijuni became a summer residence of Yugoslavian communist leader Josip Broz Tito as he built villas to host heads of states and movie stars. Today, Brijuni are a conference center and a popular national park famous for its safari park, which holds animals given to Tito. Here are also archaeological sites and a dino park as more than 200 dinosaur footprints have been discovered. Just off the coast of Istria is one of Croatia's largest islands, Cres. Remarkably, this island has managed to remain undisturbed by mass tourism and is a perfect destination for people who prefer a bit more peace and quiet on their summer holiday. With its oak forests, medieval hilltop villages and serene beaches, the island's slogan is
"No stress on Cres."
The heart of the island is Cres town, which sprawls around a well-protected bay.
Cres town developed around the old harbor with square that remains to be the heart of the town. Here you'll find inviting restaurants, cafes and ice cream places with beautiful seafront views.
For more than 3 centuries, the island was part of the Venetian Republic and is still marked by the symbol of Venice, the winged lion.
Venetian influence is also visible on churches, palaces and buildings like this loggia. It served as a covered public space on a town square, offering protection against scorching sun while being open on 3 sides.
It was used for trials, city council sessions and as a marketplace. It's nice to see that in the mornings it still serves its purpose.
But the main reason for visiting Cres are its beautiful and almost never overcrowded beaches.
A long paved pedestrian coastal path known as Lungomare leads from Cres town and offers beautiful places to swim. About 20 minutes of stroll will get you to beautiful Kovacine beach. Like many other beaches on Cres, it is covered with pebbles and is almost never overcrowded. Here is also a campground that offers bars, restaurants and other facilities, and in the evening, beach offers beautiful sunsets. Plenty more beautiful beaches can be found around Cres' small historic villages. One such village is Beli, located on the northern part of the island on a small hill above the sea. The village's strategic position with a view of the waterways attracted the Romans, who built a road and a bridge that still stands today. The current name of the village derives from the Middle Ages, when Tartar hordes from Asia were plundering Eastern Europe.
Tartars never came to this island, but people seeking refuge did. One of them was apparently a Hungarian king, Bela IV, who found shelter in this village and now carries his name.
Due to economic and political reasons following the Second World War, most people left the village and moved to the nearby city of Rijeka, Italy, United States or Australia.
Below the village is this nice natural pebble beach. On one end it ends with a small village harbor, while the other end ends with rocks.
But the most impressive village on Cres is spectacularly perched atop a cliff. The remote village of Lubenice rises 1,250 feet or 380 meters above the sea and offers stunning views of the Kvarner Gulf and the coast of Istria.
On this strategic point, Romans built a fort that later developed into a settlement. Most of the current village dates back to the Middle Ages, when this was one of the most important places on the island.
From that period, you can see the remains of a medieval fortress, parts of the town wall and town gates, along with chapels, houses and a 15th century church dominating the main square. Interestingly, a self-standing bell tower stands on the other side of the square. Originally, the church had an adjacent bell tower, but it had to be deconstructed as it was attracting many lightning strikes.
Village has an interesting small museum of sheep breeding. Sheep herding is still common on Cres, and wool from local sheep used to be held in great esteem.
Right under the village is the most beautiful beach on the island and one of the most beautiful secluded beaches on the entire Croatian coast, known as Lubenice Beach or Sveti Ivan Beach. This pebbly beach can be reached by 45-minute steep descent from the village, but coming back up is more of a challenge. More comfortable option is to go on a boat trip from Valun or Cres. Obviously, there are no facilities of any sort at the beach, as its seclusion and beautiful pristine nature and Mediterranean sands are the very things that are making it so special. Small village of Osor used to be the most important town on the island. Cres and neighboring Lošinj island were once a single large island until the Romans dug a canal, making sailing around the Gulf of Kvarner much shorter and faster. This canal separated the two islands and made Osor a strategic point for centuries. Remnants of its golden days include the town forum, the municipal palace, bishop's palace and the cathedral, all dating back to the 15th and 16th centuries. From mid-July to mid-August, the cathedral serves as the main music venue for a festival of classical music called Osor Musical Evenings. Contrary to unspoiled Cres, the neighboring island of Lošinj is a very popular summer destination with great hotels, charming old towns and some of the best campgrounds on the entire Croatian coast. Its popularity predates the First World War, when Lošinj was part of the Austrian Empire and became famous as a fashionable resort for the aristocracy and business elite. The arrival of the Habsburg royal family, including the Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph himself, marked the beginning of golden age of local tourism.
But long before the Austrians, this is where town life on the island started. Veli Lošinj was the first major settlement that developed around its naturally protected harbor.
When Venetians took control of the island, they built a round defensive stone tower in order to defend the harbor from pirate raids. After Austrians took control over the island in the late 1700s, the tower lost its military significance and now serves as a museum.
Charming old harbor full of fishing boats is still the heart of the town. This main meeting place is surrounded by old houses with colorful shops, inviting bars and delicious restaurants. And right above the harbor, it's hard to miss the pink parish church of St. Anthony the Abbot.
Town of Veli Lošinj is connected to the town of Mali Lošinj by a beautiful 3-kilometer or 1.8-mile paved footpath following the coastline and shaded by century-old pine trees. This promenade offers beautiful sea views and wonderful scents of 1,200 species of plants, providing natural aromatherapy. Mali Lošinj is the main town of the island and sits in the largest bay of the archipelago. Town's long natural harbor has a spacious waterfront that is the heart of the town. A string of imposing 19th century sea captains' houses lines the seafront. They house restaurants, bars and lovely shops. Harbor ends with a triangular-shaped square that opens out to the sea and serves as the main meeting point where all major events take place. Along the charming waterfront is also a unique museum entirely dedicated to only one exhibit, the bronze statue of a Greek athlete, the Apoximenos, discovered in the nearby sea where it spent nearly 2 millennia. On the other side of the hill is Čikat Bay, a large green area famous for its pine forests and beautiful pedestrian pathways following the coastline. Here are the best hotels, campgrounds and beaches on the island.
Čikat started to develop in the late 19th century when Lošinj was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The area was recognized as a healing resort due to its specific microclimate, and it attracted wealthy Vienna and Budapest elite.
Austro-Hungarian aristocracy and successful businessmen started to build beautiful villas, summer houses and luxurious hotels around the bay that are now part of elegant five-star hotels.
Along the coast of Čikat area runs a beautiful pedestrian path called the Paths of Lošinj Captains that goes all the way back to Mali Lošinj. The path is shaded by pine forest and offers beautiful sea views. It connects different hotels, coves and beaches, and on its southern side you can find one of the most beautiful beaches on the island.
It is called Velizhal and is located in Sunčana Cove. This beautiful pebble beach is awarded with a blue flag, the international certification of high-quality beaches. Next to the beach is a hotel that provides many facilities, a bar and restaurant. Towards the north, the path takes you around Čikat Bay. Here are some of the finest hotels and many bars and restaurants. You will have no problem renting a boat, kayak, stand-up paddle boat or a catamaran sailboat. In one of the coves is a small sandy beach. Further north, along the promenade, you will come across another beautiful cove known as Srebrna Uvala. It has partly rocky and partly pebble beaches, and above it spreads a large Camp Čikat that provides amenities like showers, children's playgrounds, bars and restaurants. Camp is also famous for its aqua park, a large seawater water park with pools, water ramps, a castle in the shape of a sailing ship, large open water slide and tube slides. The campsite guests have free entry, while outside guests must buy daily tickets. Even further up the shaded path is Zlatna Uvala. This is a bit more secluded and remote cove with no amenities, but with nice pebble beach and thick pine forest. Our next great summer destination is Zadar. Besides beautiful beaches, it offers an incredible sailing experience around its archipelago of Kornati. As one of the oldest cities with a history spanning over 3,000 years, Zadar adds immense historical and cultural experience to a summer holiday, as it was home of Romans, Venetians, Austrians and Croatians and is still partially surrounded by the city walls.
Current walls originate to the 12th and 13th centuries when Zadar was part of Kingdom of Croatia. But in the 1400s, when Venetians took over the city, they've massively enhanced defensive system. Zadar became the biggest city fortress in the Venetian Republic, and no army could ever conquer these walls.
With the fall of Venice, Zadar became part of the Austrian Empire. After the First World War, the city became part of Italy, and as such, it was heavily bombed by the Allies during the World War II.
Heavy bombing destroyed many ancient buildings, but the walls are still standing. After the war, Zadar became part of Communist Yugoslavia and its Republic of Croatia. The city was rebuilt and got its unique mixture of ancient and communist architecture.
The backbone of the old town is a white marble stone street built by the Romans. It is full of shops, gelato places and restaurants connecting old squares like Five Wells Square. 5 wells were built by the Venetians as a large water cistern. They covered the old defensive moat and replaced it with a large cistern for drinking water.
For centuries, this was the entrance to the walled city, as on the square are the remains of the Roman town gate that stood here until the Middle Ages. There are many seriously old churches around here, but the most important and the largest one is the Cathedral of St. Anastasia. It blends a number of architectural periods as its origins date way back to the 5th century.
Cathedral is located on the edge of the largest square in Zadar, known as Forum, built by the Romans. At the time of its full glory, the Forum was surrounded on 3 sides by a magnificent portico and a Roman temple. After a violent earthquake in the 6th century, the buildings were destroyed and its stones were reused as a building material around the city.
More than 1200 years ago, when Zadar was part of the Byzantine Empire, this impressive round church rose from the remains of the Roman Forum and became the symbol of the city. Church was built using Roman stones, pillars and other reused building blocks and somehow managed to survive until this day.
But Zadar can also impress with modern and unusual architecture.
This set of white marble stairs plays music, but it is also one of the best spots to enjoy beautiful sunsets. Stairs are part of the most popular art installation in Croatia. Underneath is a huge musical instrument called sea organ made of 35 pipes with whistles built in. The air from the sea waves is pushed through the pipes, making unusual sound that comes out through the apertures in the stairs. And that is how sea plays this organic and absolutely mesmerizing music. Next to the sea organ is another unique modern attraction, Greeting to the Sun, made by the same architect. Huge glass circle has built-in solar panels. After the sunset, stored energy is used for unique light show experience. Both installations are connected, which allows to convert the sound of the organ to different lighting effects.
Zadar offers wonderful summer holiday experience as this is one of the cleanest parts of the Adriatic.
Favorite spot for citizens of Zadar is this Kolavare beach in the city center. The beach is pebbly with paved areas and above it there are a few pine trees that provide nice shade. If you're in the old town, you can get here on foot as this beach is only a few minutes southwards from the land gates.
In summer, this becomes a lively beach with bars, cafes, beach volley and even a water polo. You can rent equipment for numerous sports, deck chairs and beach umbrellas. Despite its central location, it is awarded with a blue flag, a symbol of quality and purity of the sea. About 4 kilometers north from the old town is a hotel resort and a camping area with a popular public boarding beach. Mostly a pebble beach with concrete slabs and wooden piers is also awarded with a blue flag. Beach has many amenities, a shallow entrance to the sea and the natural shade created by pine trees and is a popular place for family vacations. Just a half an hour drive north of Zadar is a beautiful natural and unspoiled Nin's Lagoon. This is home of the historic town of Nin and includes several kilometers of sandy beaches, secluded caves and shallow warm water. The beach is also rich with healing mud that helps cure various diseases.
But the very best swimming spots can be found on nearby islands. They are accessible by boat from various agencies offering all kinds of one-day excursions. But the one to book is a day trip to spectacular archipelago of Kornati National Park.
On the stretch of 35 kilometers or 22 miles are 109 islands riddled with cracks, caves and rugged cliffs. This is one of the best sailing areas in the Adriatic and you can find many perfect bays and coves just for yourself. This once lush islands used to be home to many Roman villas and farms, but a lack of fresh water and exploitation under Venetian rule left them desolate and uninhabited. The park is popular with yachts and tour boats drawn by park's unique beauty. Numerous secluded caves and bays feature different beaches perfect for swimming and snorkeling, and a day trip to these islands is one of the best summer experiences in Zadar. Further south is the biggest city on the Croatian coast, Split. This is the main ferry hub to reach many Croatian islands. Split has one of the most beautiful waterfronts on the Adriatic, several great beaches and amazingly preserved Roman palace, making it a great holiday destination. The old town of Split is an amazing maze of ancient architecture. Split was founded by the Roman Emperor Diocletian, who built a huge seafront palace for himself. He loved this place so much that he decided to give up the throne of the Roman Empire and retire here. The palace was so big that it was more of a citadel than a palace. Over the centuries, people adapted parts of the palace and significantly changed its original appearance, but the outlines of the imperial palace are still visible. Today, these ruins lie in the heart of Split, where you can still find original Roman streets with their original paving stones. Numerous shops, cafes, restaurants and apartments are housed in the old palace streets and walls, providing homes for around 3,000 people. The substructures of the palace represent one of the best preserved ancient complexes of their kind in the world. Emperor Diocletian could enter his palace on a ship without leaving the deck through this basement hall. The hall was covered with water, and the emperor's ship could pass between the columns. Here is also the oldest Roman Catholic cathedral in the world that remains in use in its original structure. This cathedral, known as the Cathedral of St. Dominus, is also considered to be one of the best preserved ancient Roman buildings still standing. Ironically, it was built as a mausoleum for the Roman Emperor Diocletian himself, who was notorious as the last famous persecutor of the Christians. Diocletian was buried here, but in the 7th century, the Christians got the last laugh. They destroyed the emperor's sarcophagus, converted this building into a Christian church, and placed inside it the relics of the 2 saints Diocletian had executed. But the most popular and important public space in the city is the gorgeous waterfront. The entire social life of Split reflects here. It has been widened and reconstructed several times, but it has always been blessed with the most spectacular setting, the south facade of Diocletian's palace. The Riva is a pedestrian zone lined with cafes, restaurants and gelato shops. It also serves as a stage for numerous cultural and entertainment events and is the place where the people of Split welcome their successful athletes. In the evening, this area is occupied by young people before they head out for a night on the town. But the best place to meet people in Split is its beaches. Bačvice, the popular main sandy city beach, is the place to be. It is the most popular party beach, featuring restaurants, cafe bars and nightclubs. This beach is also the birthplace of a special beach game called pitching, played in the shallow waters. The aim of the game is for 5 players to pass a small, stripped-down tennis ball to each other by hitting it without dropping the ball into the sea. Several great beaches can also be found along the coast of Marian Forest Park, a massive pine forest-covered peninsula right next to the historical town. Park rises above the harbor and has countless paths, stairways, viewpoints, ancient chapels, and even a zoo. On the outskirts of Split is an impressive medieval fortress that might look familiar if you ever watched Game of Thrones. It sits on a pass that separates 2 mountains and was historically used to control the coast. With more than 2,000 years of turbulent history, it served as the seat of Croatian kings and offers a great view of modern Split. From Split, you can reach gorgeous summer holiday destination, one of the most beautiful and famous Croatian islands, Hvar. Known as the sunniest island in the Adriatic, Hvar is one of the most luxurious beach destinations in Croatia, with crystal clear waters and rich variety of amazing beaches. Plenty of remote coves are perfect to find privacy. Here is also island's rich cultural heritage and delicious Mediterranean cuisine based on olive oil and fresh fish. Hvar town shares its name with the island. It's boasting charming old stone streets and squares, stunning Venetian architecture and a lively waterfront promenade. This is among the most exclusive waterfronts on the Adriatic, where super yachts and celebrities mix with backpackers. The town looks very Venetian because it was destroyed by the Ottomans in the 16th century and had to be rebuilt when Venice ruled this part of the Adriatic. Beautiful main square is the largest square on the Croatian coast. Interestingly, Hvar town is home to the oldest public theater in Europe, which is more than 400 years old. Above the town rises a fortress built in the 1200s when Hvar came under Venetian rule. It served as a shelter for the town's population when in the 16th century the Ottoman army burned the town to the ground. Today, it offers great views and houses a small museum of historical artifacts found on the seabed around Hvar. In front of Hvar town stretches a gorgeous chain of 16 pine-covered islands with amazing caves called the Pakleni Islands. On the biggest island is the popular Palmižana, a small settlement that has become a real magnet for yachts due to its naturally protected marina, beach bungalows and restaurants. If you are not fortunate enough to arrive here on your own yacht, you can take a taxi boat from Hvar harbor. Here is also a famous Palmižana beach offering an exceptional atmosphere in an amazing setting with crystal clear sea, white yachts and unspoiled nature. But you can find great beaches just 10-minute walk from Hvar town. Here is a luxury beach club with white stone colonnade from the 1920s. It has been labeled as one of the hottest beach clubs in Europe and offers private pontoons and private stone cabanas. But if you're on a budget, you can still enjoy a small pebble beach next to the exclusive beach club. Another gorgeous beach is Dubovica, located in a hidden beautiful cove with an interesting underwater landscape. This well-known popular pebble beach is protected from the winds and dominated by an old stone house. It also has a small charming stone-built 17th century church of St. Stephen and a few other old houses, including a beach bar and a restaurant. You can reach it by boat or by parking your car on the main road above the cove and descending via a rough stony path on foot. Also stunning is a small village of Milna with a beautiful cove. It can be reached by boat from Hvar harbor or by car. There are restaurants, apartments and a campground. The cove has 4 beaches. 2 pebble beaches are nestled between the campground and offer bars and restaurants. The other 2 pebble beaches are more remote, located on the other side of the cove and have no buildings. They are accessible only by boat or on foot. Hvar has many more beautiful coves and beaches, as well as another stunning town called Stari Rat, which was founded by ancient Greeks over 2,400 years ago. Besides its beautiful stone houses, magical squares and numerous restaurants, it boasts some impressive historical buildings. One of them is a Dominican monastery from the 1400s full of amazing works of art. The most famous building in town is a small castle belonging to a renowned Renaissance Croatian poet, which took a lifetime to build and held the same importance for him as his literary work. Despite its long-established tourism, Hvar still boasts remote, small and picturesque villages that seems to be stuck in time, with hills covered in dry stone walls and stone huts, along with numerous beautiful places worth exploring. Between Hvar Island and the mainland is also the island of Brač, with one of the most spectacular beaches on the Adriatic coast, Zlatni Rat. This fine pebble beach is renowned for its distinctive shape, golden color and the crystal clear turquoise waters that surround it. What makes this beach truly unique is its shape, a narrow, elongated spit of land that juts out into the Adriatic Sea, forming a striking V-shape. The tip of the beach constantly shifts with the tides, currents and winds, resulting in a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. The waters surrounding Zlatni Rat are incredibly clear, displaying shades of turquoise and deep blue. With its gentle slope, calm shallow waters and natural shading from the nearby pine trees, Zlatni Rat is an ideal destination for families with children. Back on the mainland is a striking summer holiday destination of Omiš. It has pirate history, stunning beaches, high mountains and a striking river canyon where the Cetina River cuts through the mountains to meet the Adriatic Sea. Omiš was once a stronghold of pirates who utilized specially crafted ships for swift attacks and retreats into the mouth of the Cetina River, shielded by mountain and its fortresses. For more than 3 centuries, Omiš pirates were plundering vessels on the Adriatic and no one could stop them.
But in 1444, Venetians finally captured Omiš and ended pirate raids. Venetians remained here for the next 3 centuries and fortified the city with defensive walls.
The old town is tightly nestled beneath the rugged mountain, which is fortified with fortresses that shield both the pirates and the old town. The closest fortress to the old town, dating back to the 1200s, is known as Mirabela or Peovica. But even more impressive fortress sits atop the mountain, offering the most spectacular view. Stari Grad Fortress, also known as Fortica, was built by the Venetians as a primary lookout point as part of a defense system against the Ottoman Empire. The beautiful view includes the islands of Brač, Hvar and Šolta, as well as the Cetina River Canyon. This fort, along with Mirabela Fortress and the town walls, prevented the Ottomans from ever conquering the town. From the fortress, you can clearly see another impressive landmark of Omiš, the mouth of the Cetina River and its picturesque river canyon. The area offers many opportunities for an active holiday, including rock climbing, hiking, ziplining, or simply a relaxing boat trip through the canyon. But the real treat of Omiš is its beaches. Over millennia, the Cetina River has deposited a lot of fine sand along the coast, creating beautiful beaches. Right in front of the old town is one of the most popular and longest sandy beaches. It offers plenty of space and is great for swimming and relaxing. It gently slopes towards the sea, and its sandy sea bottom and shallow waters are perfect for small children. The beach offers several bars and various options to rent parasols, deck chairs and gear for water sports. On the other side of the mouth of the Cetina River is another long sandy beach called Galeb or Seagull Beach. It is part of the campsite with the same name, but can easily be visited by non-campers as well. This beautiful sandy beach enchants with its picturesque backdrop, bright sand and stunning sea colors. Where the Galeb campsite ends, a settlement known as Duce begins. Along its entire length, the settlement offers a series of several stunning sandy beaches. The sea is mostly gently sloping, making it perfect for families with small children. On the beaches there are plenty of good restaurants and the settlement provides several accommodation options. On the other side of Omiš, just a 15-minute walk from the old town, is a picturesque Brzet beach. This is a pebble beach with the most beautiful blue water, perfect for swimming and snorkeling. As the beach faces west, you can always enjoy bathing in the sea with a fantastic view of the high mountains. The beach is equipped with basic facilities like showers and changing rooms, and along the bay you can find several restaurants and beach bars where you can relax on deck chairs. If you're seeking a more intimate beach experience, head to Mala Luka. This simple 2-star resort boasts a small yet exquisite 5-star beach divided into 2 parts. The first part features a narrow strip of fine pebble beach. The second part is more secluded section of the beach with more pine trees stretching overhead to provide great shade. The combination of fine pebbles and rocks creates a truly magical atmosphere. Not much further south is the popular summer destination of Makarska Riviera. This beautiful part of the Croatian coast is known for its stunning beaches, crystal clear waters and picturesque landscapes. Makarska town lends its name to the entire Riviera, a narrow stretch of scenic coast extending for 30 kilometers or 19 miles in either direction from the town. The Riviera includes a series of charming coastal towns and villages facing several Croatian islands. Right behind the narrow Riviera rises the impressive and rugged Biokovo mountain with steep cliffs offering adventures and spectacular views. Makarska town has developed in a horseshoe-shaped bay between wooded headlands and boasts an impressive history dating back to Roman times. Its turbulent past includes 400 years of ever-switching rule between the Ottomans, Venetians, Napoleon and one of Europe's most influential and long-lasting dynasties, the Habsburgs. The heartbeat of the town can be felt on its waterfront promenade known as Riva. Here are numerous cafes, restaurants and boutiques overlooking the harbor. This is a great place for a leisurely walk, people watching and enjoying the sea views. The most picturesque and romantic part of Makarska is St. Peter's Peninsula. The peninsula has become a forest park and was named after the simple St. Peter's Church from the 1400s. Small peninsula offers great views of the Makarska town and the mountains. Among many charming spots and walking paths is also Lover's Lane. It runs around the cape, offering romantic views, and its fence is covered with lovelocks. Path will take you to the best view of Makarska town, as from the statue of St. Peter you can admire the entire bay. The main reason for visiting the Makarska Riviera is its array of some of the most beautiful beaches in Croatia. Many of them have been awarded the Blue Flag, a prestigious award symbolizing excellence and cleanliness, safety and sustainability. The main beach in Makarska town is about a 10-minute walk from the old town. It starts just north of St. Peter's Peninsula and stretches for about 1.5 kilometers or 1 mile. This fine pebble beach slopes gently and countless pines offer cool shade. Along the beach, there is a walking promenade lined with shops, cafes, water sports activities and bars. North of Makarska town, along the coastal road is the village of Baška Voda with beautiful Ikovac beach. This pebble beach is located north of the harbor and stretches for about 250 meters. Light pebbles and turquoise blue sea together with mighty Biokovo mountains provide a spectacular setting. There are some pine trees providing nice shade. There is also a beach bar, and if you get hungry, you can hop to the nearby restaurant. Not much further north is the village of Brela, home of the popular Punta Rata beach. Considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Croatia, Punta Rata has been awarded the Blue Flag, a symbol of excellent quality. This pebble and rocky beach is located on a cape covered with fragrant pine forests. Forbes magazine named it the most beautiful European beach. Its iconic Brela rock, sticking out of the water, has become the most photographed part of the entire Makarska Riviera. The beach offers various water sports and amenities like sun loungers, parasols and showers, making it great for families with children. In the southern part of the Riviera lies the small village of Tučepi, boasting the longest beach in the area. The beach stretches for 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles, adorned with beautiful bright pebbles and gently sloping terrain. Alongside the beach, a charming waterfront promenade hosts supermarkets, restaurants, bars and souvenir shops. You can leisurely stroll along the promenade, shaded by trees, which also partially shade the beach, making it an ideal choice for those seeking relief from the scorching sun and for families with small children. Not far away is a beautiful concrete monument called Seagull Wings. It doesn't look like a typical communist monument,
But that's exactly what it is, as the monument was uncovered by Yugoslavian Communist President for life, Josip Broz Tito, in 1962.
the monument is dedicated to the formation of the first Yugoslavian Navy during World War II. The monument represents seagull wings during the flight and symbolizes the victory over fascist Italy on the Adriatic Sea. Above the Riviera rises the impressive Biokovo mountain. For centuries, Biokovo has been a breed-winning mountain that is now protected as a nature park. The easiest way to visit it is driving on its narrow mountain tarmac road. From the park entrance, the road ascends to gorgeous viewpoint skywalk Biokovo. The semicircular platform is made from clear glass hanging over the edge of the cliff. But besides the thrilling look down, you should also look ahead, as you can enjoy a stunning view over the Adriatic and its islands. On sunny, windy days, it's possible to see all the way to Italy. Even further south is another spectacular island offering amazing summer experience, Korčula. Besides being known as the birthplace of Marco Polo, the island has some of the best beaches in the entire country. Most visitors reach the island via ferry, disembarking at its eastern tip in the impressive town of Korčula, bearing the same name as the island. This medieval walled city is tightly nestled on a rocky headland, strategically guarding the channel between the island and the mainland. The beautiful stone town is still partially encircled by formidable 14th century defensive walls. In the 1800s, the Austrians, who ruled the island at the time, dismantled some of the towers and sections of the city walls. One of the surviving towers looms above the land gate, serving as an entrance to town, accessible via picturesque staircase. Tower is adorned with the winged lion of Saint Mark, a symbol of Venetian Republic that ruled the island for over 350 years. As you enter the old town, you'll quickly notice its unique street layout. The main street divides the town into eastern and western halves, while smaller side streets fan out in herringbone pattern. This design was intended to enhance the city's defense and provide better protection from wind and sun, resulting in improved air circulation. Streets descend from the main square, which is the highest point in town, via steps. You can explore these maze-like streets, admire the ancient stone buildings, and uncover hidden gems throughout the town.
One of them is a house believed to be the birthplace of the famous medieval traveler Marco Polo. Very recently, it has been transformed into an interpretation center dedicated to life and adventures of the famous traveler.
About 5 kilometers or 3 miles from Korčula town is the beautiful bay of Lumbarda, famous for its vineyards and sandy beaches. The most popular sandy beach is Vela Pržina, surrounded by vineyards. The shallow waters of this long and gently sloping sandy stretch tend to be quite warm and are especially popular with families. The western part of the beach among the rocks is great for avoiding crowds and discovering wonderful spots. During the summer, a small restaurant and bar are open right on the beach. While there is almost no natural shade, beach chairs and umbrellas are available for rent. Vela Pržina is easily accessible by car, although parking fees apply, or it can be reached on foot from Lumbarda. You should also explore a stunning nearby archipelago that offers more beautiful swimming spots. One of the larger islands in the archipelago is Vrnik. Despite the absence of cars, roads and proper shops, this intriguing island remains inhabited, making it the sole one in the archipelago with permanent residents. But the largest and most impressive island is Badia. Although it is currently unpopulated, it has been used as a center for learning and prayer. Initially settled by monks attracted to its secluded nature, the island is home to a late Gothic monastery dating back to the 15th century. To the east of the monastery, you can find one of the most beautiful pebble beaches with a stunning view of a small islet. On the southern shores of Korčula Island is a small, secluded and unspoiled beach called Orlandusha with remarkably clean and transparent waters. The beach consists of white pebbles with some rocky sections along its sides. Being completely sheltered from most winds, it offers a tranquil retreat. Natural shade is provided by several pine trees dotting the area. You'll have to park your car on the side of the road and walk down to the beach. There are no cafes, restaurants or other amenities, preserving its pristine beauty. On this part of the island is also famous beach Pupnatska Luka. Shielded from the wind almost consistently, the beach is easily accessible via a major road with many parking spaces, although parking fees apply. The bay boasts a wonderful and spacious pebble beach. While the water is perfectly clear, natural shade is somewhat limited around the beach area. However, due to its popularity and decent size, the beach offers a range of amenities, including parasols, beach chairs, showers, a small restaurant, and a pleasant beach bar. On the western tip of Korčula Island sits its largest town, Vela Luka. Unlike other settlements, the town developed only at the beginning of the 19th century. It spreads around a deep sheltered bay and has one of the longest waterfronts. Besides its marina, the town is renowned for the top-quality olive oil.
Korčula has a long heritage in olive oil production as it started with ancient Greeks more than 2 millennia ago. Korčula olive oil is well known and recognized for its high quality and unique character.
Extreme amounts of sunshine are favorable for island's olive production. Oil is produced by crushing 2 local olive varieties and carries a European label of protected designation of origin and protected geographical indication. On the hill rising just above Vela Luka is a beautiful Vela Spila cave with one of the most important prehistoric archaeological sites in Europe. This large, impressive cave is marked by 2 big ceiling openings that allow sunlight to flood in.
But besides its natural beauty, this place has been classified as the cradle of Western civilization as it has been inhabited since the Stone Age and is the earliest known home of modern humans on the Adriatic.
Not far from Vela Luka are some of the best beaches in Croatia, located on the small, uninhabited Proist island. There are 4 beautiful beaches, one of which is a nudist beach. The white pebbles and rocks create a striking contrast with the turquoise and deep blue waters, resulting in stunning beaches. The islet is covered with Mediterranean vegetation, providing natural shade and a pleasant environment for walking and relaxing while inhaling the scents of pine trees. The combination of lush greenery and breathtaking seascapes make Proist a true paradise for nature lovers. Proist has a small restaurant, however, there are no extensive facilities, which helps maintain the islet's natural and untouched charm. Not far from the border with Montenegro lies the pearl of the Croatian coast, Dubrovnik. One of the most beautiful and best preserved medieval cities in Europe, Dubrovnik is a great summer destination with excellent beaches and beautiful small islands boasting numerous hidden coves. Thanks to its location on stunning part of the Adriatic Sea, Dubrovnik is also a fantastic sailing destination. The old town is set in a spectacular location between the mountains and the sea. As an independent state in the Adriatic, Dubrovnik was a rival to the mighty Venetian Republic. To protect itself, the city constructed impressive defensive walls reinforced by forts and towers that were never breached by a hostile army. Visitors can walk on the top of these walls, some of the finest defensive walls in the world, and enjoy amazing views over the entire old town and the Adriatic Sea. The round tower Mincheta, the highest point of the walls, symbolizes the unconquerable spirit of Dubrovnik and offers one of the finest views. The walls still encircle the entire old town, and the 4 city gates remain the only way in and out. The western and eastern city gates are connected by the main street called Stradun. This street is the heart and soul of Dubrovnik. It is about 300 meters or 1,000 feet long and runs through the entire length of the old town, dividing Dubrovnik into northern and southern parts. This street used to be a channel that separated the small island on which Dubrovnik was built from the mainland. Stradun is lined by 2 rows of stone houses built in Baroque style, all of equal height, with similar fronts and internal arrangements. These houses were constructed after the devastating earthquake and fire in the 1600s. This neat and uniform look is a sort of a trademark and one of the biggest charms of Dubrovnik today. No wonder Dubrovnik was used as a filming location for Star Wars, Robin Hood and Game of Thrones. The old town is full of charming squares, palaces and churches. One of the churches is the part of the Franciscan monastery with beautiful cloister, small museum and the oldest pharmacy in Europe. Friars established this pharmacy in the 1300s and it still provides a steady income for the monastery. But beautiful beaches and crystal clear Adriatic Sea are the key of a great summer experience. One of the most beautiful ones is Bani Beach, just outside the old town. This pebble beach offers a wonderful view of the city harbor and the nearby Lokrum Island. It has a restaurant, a lounge bar, sunbeds and canopies. At night, it transforms into an elite spot for a good time. Around the old town there are also several small and popular swimming spots, including the small rocky Sulic Beach. Another great option for a swim is on the Lapat Peninsula, a modern part of Dubrovnik with nice hotels, restaurants and bars. Here you'll find a relaxed holiday beach atmosphere. A pleasant pedestrian promenade with cafes and restaurants leads to pebbly Lapat Beach, offering fabulous views, especially in the evening when the sunsets over the islands are spectacular. Nearby islands also offer plenty of swimming options with beautiful coves where you can find privacy. The numerous small, green islands scattered around Dubrovnik make it a fantastic sailing destination. As you can see, Croatian Coast offers plenty of great beaches and great holiday spots.
Also check the description below where you'll find my favorite experiences from this region. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. My name is Rok, thanks for the thumbs up and for watching, and see you next time.